Law and eyewitness accuracy. Metacognition is necessary for law. Accurate metacognitive monitoring and control is necessary for eyewitness testimony. The three processes that go into this include encoding, storage, and retrieval. But these can be influenced by outside stimuli, which can cause some issues with inaccuracies with testimony. There's multiple factors that can cause this, and so I'm going to discuss some of the causes, the effects, and possible remedies for inaccurate eyewitness testimony. One cause of eyewitness testimony inaccuracies involve false memories that can be either intentional or accidental. In a study done by Lotus and Pickrell, it involved implanted memories of a child being lost in a mall. The test subject was told that they were lost, and over a few days' time, they began to remember details about them being lost. But this never really happened. They were just told that it was, and that was the result. In the law case of Uriah Courtney, he was falsely accused of rape. The witnesses claimed that they remembered seeing him and picked him out of a lineup, but in fact he was not the person that perpetrated that crime. Another cause of eyewitness testimony inaccuracy is confidence. A lot of times what is already believed to be true is used to fill in the blanks of the unknown. For example, bank robbers are believed to have guns, and sometimes eyewitnesses will testify that a robber had a gun when in fact they did not. But because that's believed to be true, the two are associated, the witness will testify to there being a gun. Additionally, in court, confident witnesses are seen as more credible, even if their testimony ends up being wrong. A lot of times also, repeated information and testimony is more believed by juries. Juries won't really question what they're being told whenever it's repeated several times. A lot of times, too, juries believe that someone wouldn't forget the details of a crime or something that happened because it's something so important and it would stand out in their mind, but in fact it's usually the opposite. A lot of information, a lot of details are forgotten due to stress at the time of the crime, or just poor attention to detail because of what's going on. So how does this affect the justice system? There's negative effects on court cases, individual court cases, but also the court system as a whole. Erroneous convictions for cases that rely on eyewitness testimony is pretty prevalent. In 2017, the Innocence Project found that eyewitness testimony inaccuracy occurred in 75% of wrongful conviction exonerations by DNA in the USA, and that equates to about 350 people. That's pretty scary, in my opinion. Internationally, in China, 39 out of 137 wrongful convictions were due to eyewitness testimony errors. And so this has a pretty negative effect on society as a whole. It affects how people see the justice system. There's usually like a distrust of the court system. There's lack of respect for it, as well as lack of respect and hostility for law enforcement. And it can also, and it has also led to civil unrest. So how do we fix this? Education is key. Legal professionals such as police, judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys need to be educated about the factors that influence eyewitness testimony, as many of them are not familiar. Law students were found to be the most knowledgeable about the factors that influence testimony, where police and lay people are about equal, and judges are about equal with undergrads with the information that they know. And this is true for both U.S. and Chinese courts. One notable difference in Chinese courts, testimony is usually written instead of in person, so that can lead to even more inaccuracies in that area. Also, the link between metacognition, memory, and eyewitness testimony weakness really needs to be recognized in public policy, legal practice, and judicial standards need to change. Currently, the legal standard for eyewitness testimony is based on a 1977 ruling of Manson and Brathwaite, which is 45 years old. And so there's been a lot of developments in that time that needs to be recognized, and these things need to be updated. So in conclusion, eyewitness testimony has long been relied on in court cases, but it's been known to result in wrongful convictions. Changes need to be made for fair trials as we're beginning to understand how eyewitness testimony can be unreliable. And so learning about metacognition and how it can positively affect the justice system is necessary for more accurate judgments.